What's up, everybody? This is Andrew with AM Projects, and this is a 3-bedroom remodel that I did on a house that me and my 3 children just bought. And so we sold our townhouse and bought this 4-bedroom house, and I wanted to remodel their bedrooms before we moved in so it would just be done. The family before us, long story short, had to sell it as is, and they had very old carpet. The walls were all torn up. They didn't, basically they didn't repair anything. And so I'm also pretty anti-texture, and they had popcorn ceilings and they had texture on the walls. And after I would repair all these marks on the wall, I just couldn't match the texture and I didn't like it anyway. So first thing I did was take off the popcorn ceiling, and that was pretty hard, but I got through it. And then I sanded all the larger bumps and stuff off the texture first. And then I primed everything, which is what you see here. And then I started floating the walls, primed the ceilings first. So this whole process took me about 10 weeks while we lived at my parents' house, and I got this done. But I'm so glad I did it before we moved in. Now I know that all their rooms are good for a while. I chose to scrape all the popcorn ceiling off onto the carpet, and I shouldn't have done that because I just thought, oh yeah, I'll just roll it up in the carpet and I won't have to sweep anything up. It'll be easier. But when I took it out to the trailer, all those popcorn pieces were flying around everywhere. It was hard to keep it all together. And so I feel like I should have just taken the carpet up first. But so everything's primed right here. And I used a roller to put the mud on, especially with this first coat. And I haven't floated a whole lot of walls. I had just done it whenever I was renovating the townhouse that I had before this, but my motto in my head ended up being just get the mud on the wall. Don't worry about how perfect it is. Because honestly, the first pass especially does not need to be perfect. It's going to be so much better than it was. And all those little lines from your trowel or whatever, they come off real easy. And my thought process was that I didn't want to use the sander to sand any of the drywall, mud once it was dry from floating it. Because I did it at the previous house and it got everywhere. Like, even if you put something in front of the door frame, like a sheet of plastic or something, somehow it would get through there, get up into your AC ducts. And at this time I was getting a new AC put in the house also, with all new ducts and all that stuff. So I only sanded it whenever I first started, and that didn't really throw much dust because the walls were painted. But so I believe now I'm starting to paint. So I ended up doing 3 coats of floating, and the last coat was kind of just a touch up. But I mean, it takes a while. It takes a while. And I chose, I forget what color it is. I'm not going to look it up, but I chose a certain white from Lowe's, and it's actually the same color on the walls and on the trim and on the ceiling. So the walls are satin and the crown molding is semi-gloss and the ceiling is flat, and it really looks good. One of the best things about doing that is that I didn't have to tape anything. I got it the best I could, but you cannot tell where one meets up with the other. And that really helped. And I just wanted their rooms to feel really light and relaxing. And whatever they would put on the walls or the mirrors or whatever would be the contrast in color. And I do not regret it one bit. It feels so great in those rooms. So I'm not a professional at any of this, but I learn and I do it and I get better at it each time. But I am so grateful that y'all are watching my videos. I hope y'all find it enjoyable. I'm not necessarily out to teach you, just showing you another angle from another DIYer. So I appreciate it, and y'all take care, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.